Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Movies looks at dot dot. Last week we looked at the worst movies of 2020. This week we're going to look at the best movies that reviewed. My name is Nathaniel Mir and I'm the movie editor at AIPT. Joining me on this episode are the hosts of Adventures in Movies.
Hi, I'm Danny.
And I am Blake. Hello.
Alrighty, guys. So before we get into it, just a correction from last week. There was one more movie that Blake and I gave a thumbs down to, and Danny very tepidly said to stream it. Bay of Silence. The wife loses it.
Yeah.
Dad's kind of crazy. Ends suddenly. There's a baby involved in it because it's such a new movie. I don't want to ruin.
Yes, I do remember. It's the guy from Dracula. It's the Dracula guy.
Yes. Very
Yep.
pretty, very exotic locales and all that good stuff, but not a good movie. But anyway, so okay, last week we talked about it was 30 movies that we reviewed together, and I put a question to you guys, like how many do you think were bad? So how many movies do you guys think we all liked? All three of us enjoyed.
I'm going to say like 3.
Ooh, you're going to shoot low?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot low.
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go oppo. I'm going to say 10. I'm going to do the exact same thing Danny did.
You guys are, this is exactly opposite of last week.
Yeah.
So, Danny, you went with 3, and Blake, you're going with 10. All of us agreed that there was 6 movies.
Right in the fucking
yeah.
We enjoyed. So, I'll start with the first one. I Will Make You Mine. So this one's like the exact opposite of the Tell Me I Love You. Very similar titles. Actually, it's a romantic comedy, but it's actually funny, cool characters, cool music. It's even in black and white as opposed to color. Like, it's like the that other movie is the Bizarro World version of this.
I'm having a hard time even remembering it though. Still,
they were the Chinese people.
Good music, great music. I might even say. Gotcha.
Yeah. Really, really good. The only complaint I had about the movie, and not even, it was the third part of a trilogy, and it was all, you could watch it as a standalone like we did, but there was definitely callbacks. So I think you could appreciate it more if you watch the entire trilogy. But a fantastic movie.
Really fun, actually. Yep.
Everybody was really, really great in that movie, and you know what? Even the callbacks that were there, it didn't really ruin the experience whatsoever. It's such a great movie, black and white. The cinematography on that music was really, really cool. It just had this whole like Los Angeles,
aesthetic,
Los Angeles atmosphere. Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, it was a really, really good movie.
I felt like the cast. Now it's coming back to me. They had great chemistry. There was a lot of natural chemistry between that cast, and it really came through.
What stands out the most for me about that movie is there's a scene where one character is showing another character a song that she's written, and they're kind of with the guitar together. They're like exchanging notes and stuff, and so good, so natural, kind of inconsequential if you just say it like that. But in the way the movie goes, it's very well done, very good storytelling. Another movie we all agreed on. This one was with a Korean American, a young Korean kid, one of Brian Dennehy's last roles.
Driveways was great.
Super good.
Yeah. That one, and I remember watching it, and just kind of being surprised, I guess is the right word. I wasn't expecting a lot from it, and it had so much. And I think we said it over and over. It had so much heart. It really came from a great place, and I appreciated it in this year of hell, or 2020.
Yeah, it was a genuine movie, and it was the definition of a feel-good movie.
Yeah, something that we talked about with this one too. I believe it was a chemistry between the little boy and Brian Dennehy. It was so good, supernatural. Again, it just flowed very well, and I do think this was one of my favorite movies of the whole year.
I can see that. It was very well done, and just a great ending. Just everything about it was very good.
Yeah.
The next movie, a little bit different from anything else. It was a short. We all agreed on Tingle Monsters, that it was worth going on. It's free on YouTube, and we all enjoyed it. It was, 10 minutes?
I think so.
I liked it. I thought it was very good. It builds up to a jump scare, but that's not what it's about, though. It's It's a webcam thing, and then you read the
Yes.
comments, and that's what it's about. And it's very good storytelling, very subtle, very good storytelling,
and accurate. That was a very accurate portrayal of a disgusting Twitch chat or whatever.
Yeah, we talked about like a shorts a couple of weeks back, and like this is a movie that gives you a short that gives you everything, especially like if you're reading the dialogue or the chat and just trying to pay attention to what's going on. It's so good. Like I've gone back to it and I've enjoyed it a little bit more as we go through.
It's very good. The chats are, it's kind of world building, except it's real world. It's uncomfortably real. So a very good movie that it's out on YouTube. People should absolutely check this. It's 10 minutes of your day. Absolutely worth it. So those movies, they're a little bit different with those things because that's before we actually had like an official quote unquote rating thing. We were just kind of throwing stuff out. So the next movie was the first one we all actually universally, like were like, go rush out and see this. It was Vast of Night.
Oh, it's an incredible movie. Just so good. First time director, right? I mean, this guy just did such a great job. From the opening shot to, kind of tie you into how small the town is, the fast-paced dialogue, the incredibly great acting, the costuming. What just a treat.
It's great storytelling. We go back to atmosphere. It puts you in a particular time, in a particular place. You get that feeling. Like, now, obviously, it's set in the 50s, but the 80s, there was kind of a resurgence of that. It kind of reminded me of being a child of like, oh, the radio sounds weird. There's lights here. I better go check there type of thing. Like, excellent movie. Also, it's one of our most viewed videos on YouTube, so definitely check out a review of that one, and definitely watch the movie. It's on Amazon, I believe.
It's on Amazon. So I think an Amazon original.
I think you're right
it
about
is an
that.
Amazon original.
Yeah,
absolutely check that one out. The next movie we all agreed on. This was completely surprising to me. The tennis comedy, first one in.
Dude, I love that movie.
I thought it was so like
silly.
It was so great. Like I remember like thinking this is like it could go two ways, and like the buddy comedy that we all hated last week about the triplet or whatever. You know what? Like it was original. The jokes landed, which for something I think at that caliber, I don't think it should have worked that well, and it worked at every single turn. Like I feel like it is it's a funny movie. It's perfect. Oh, cat.
There's a cat.
The cat loved it too.
Sweetie loved it.
A genuinely funny movie with great jokes. It doesn't rely too much on tropes at all, though it is a screwball comedy. It's out there. It's
definitely, it definitely kind of reaches to like some of like the raunchy kind of humor at times, but not overly raunchy. And there was a lot of little subtle humor in there that I thought was the like really kind of made it and just really likable. Everybody in it was like super likable.
Oh, they're so good, so good, and the Georgina King, I believe, was
Georgina King was so great,
so good. Naming a baby Yvonne Lendl. Bjorn Borg.
Bjorn Borg.
Bjorn Borg is one of the funniest things I saw.
And it's a girl, right? I think it's a baby girl.
That's part of the joke. So good, out of nowhere. Like, actually, really shouldn't work, but it was perfectly played.
It was so good. Like it had a lot of crazy deadpan comedy as well. It just as I mentioned, it shouldn't have worked that well, and it's great.
It's just the performance is really charming, really funny, and it just works. The final movie that all of us agreed on was we talked about animated horror right before we saw this. Was To Your Last Death.
Okay.
And so we all agreed on going out and checking it out immediately. I thought it was a really awesome movie. A little repetitive, a little Groundhog Day-ish, but the animation not going to blow you away. But I liked it. I like the cell shading to it. The story is great. Lots of room for lore in there, and it's gory as hell. So,
absolutely,
I'll take all that.
Absolutely. You know what? Like after I got away from it, I don't even know if I said it on the original review, but like it had like a very Metalocalypse kind of vibe to it, which is kind of like tongue firmly planted in its cheek, even though it's like trying to be hardcore. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what really made it to me. And yeah, I would highly recommend all these things. Still high recommends.
Yeah, yeah. You know, this is still like a thing that I don't know. I remember liking it, and I remember also like thinking. I think as I walked away from it, I think I've liked it less and less. And I think it's the animation that really bothers me the most. But I do think it's some of the better animated stuff that we've seen lately. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I honestly don't see that much animated stuff, so I enjoyed. It's not like it's not the best. It's definitely not like Pixar or anything like
No,
that.
and
But
I'm not. No, and I think when Blake said Metalocalypse, I do see that, and I do think it's like it fits really well with the Adult Swim, and I think I might have said that too. The Adult Swim like crowd, and this works really well for that. I just I wish I remembered more of it besides the animation.
it was the
like
one.
there was like a weird there was like a council of like elder god type people, right?
And they're playing like an escape room situation, right?
She has to kind of redo a bunch of stuff over and over.
Yeah.
Right. There was the woman whose family was her dad was like the evil corporation.
Oh, that's right. They're all siblings. Yes.
Yeah, they're all
yeah,
siblings.
yeah. And there's like a
she's,
boyfriend involved.
Yeah, so that's the whole 2 year last death. She keeps reliving her last night.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff. So the next set of movies we were actually split on, but at least one of us said that you actually absolutely need to go out and see these. So how many movies do you think we split on?
Ooh, that's probably the majority of them.
Yeah. How many we saw
did
together?
30 sometime? 30
Out of 30, yeah. Split on in a positive way, like.
So 6 we really liked, 3 we all didn't like. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to my original like 10. I think
We're
it's
gonna do
probably
like 15.
15.
Yeah, 10 to 15. Yeah.
So it was actually only 5.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. So,
that math
so
does not check out.
total 11 that at least one of us said you got to go out and see this.
Okay. Oh, Rush Out to Sea. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one, and we all like, and in a lot of cases, it's because we had that weird like either rush out and see it or wait to rent it type of thing. And we had like 4 categories for a while. So the first one we all enjoyed. It was Well Groomed. Blake and I were like, yeah, take your time to stream it. And Danny was like, you got to rush out and see this.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I still say that. Like, there's an HBO Max original that's out there about grooming, and I'm like, this is not the one that we watched. And
there's another documentary about dog grooming,
yeah,
but is it this kind of dog grooming? Because this is anti-dog.
I don't.
Native.
You know what? I don't want to go see it. I don't want to see it because I feel like I already watched a really good one. So
if there's 2 dog grooming documentaries in the wild, I would only suggest this one.
yeah.
You know what's funny though? Like now I'm like, I can't believe I didn't say rush out to see it. Like I loved that movie. I had such a good time watching that. I had such a good time watching it. I guess it's not for everybody, but man, it was fun.
It was really good. I think that was my whole thing too. Was like it's super good. It's so creative. So I mean, a Jurassic Park dog. Like,
that was so great.
So amazing. But I think my thing was it was too narrow. I think that was
yeah.
The next one that we split on, Blake and Danny thought that this was a stream, and I thought you should immediately go out and see it. But it was the Chuck Berry documentary.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And that one I thought was just a really complete picture of his life. They were very cool. I mean, I guess maybe cool's not the word, but they were very honest about here's where he messed up. Here's where he's an asshole. There was that awesome Keith Richards interview at the end. They threw in some weird animation at first, but not. It was kind of like the sketches, and it was kind of weird, but I liked them. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was a great documentary about an amazing guitarist.
Completely great, worth the time, worth the watch. My favorite part was how he fucked over the E Street Band on their live performance. So funny, so funny. Chuck Berry is such a dick face. You know, also a cool guy. Seemed like a pretty decent family man when he was around his family. Very insightful. And I would recommend it again.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I still think it's one of the more interesting documentaries that we've seen. this year, and what I've seen this year as well. And it does like pop up once in a while in my head. I'm like, oh, that was the one that we saw. And the animation wasn't like a deteriorated from it. It was just like, oh, okay, we
It was
did
weird.
this. Yeah,
It
It
was
kind of
weird.
came out
yeah,
of nowhere.
And
yeah,
then they quit doing it.
yeah,
Out of
exactly,
nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah. It was weird, but and when as we go over this, I'm like, man, we watch a lot of documentaries.
Yeah.
So the next one, it's another Amazon original. Danny and I thought you should rush out and see this. Blake, not so much. Actually, you were kind of disappointed by this story. Blow the Man Down.
Ah, yes.
It's like one of the best openings of the year and my
Hmm.
favorite ending of any movie this year. I absolutely love the movie. I love the mystery. I loved it was contained. It was very contained, but
Yes.
I enjoyed the performances and all around. It's one of the best movies I saw this year.
This is one of the best. I still think about it. Like this is one of the best situations where we talk about lore and we get it and we want to know definitely more about this little town.
Right.
As I think I said, it was like Stephen King esque,
Hmm.
Yes.
and I still feel like that, and I still have my girlfriend to be like, you need to watch this movie. We could just sit down, enjoy it, because I still think it's a very unique film.
Yeah,
And
unique is a great way to describe it. It is definitely unique. Yeah, the acting performances from the two leads, really great. Um, but yeah, oh man, that's such a tough one for me because I still am so lukewarm on it. Was it
Yeah.
bad? No way. No way was it bad. Was it exceptional to me? No, not at all. Is it worth your time? Yeah, sure, it is. I, 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 I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it is like if it's a, if that sounds interesting to you, if the plot sounds interesting, I would say definitely check it out. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm the only person who saw that who was like, yeah, cool. But anyway,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you're right. You're absolutely right about that. There are some people who are very. It's a very. It's. I wouldn't go so far as to call it polarizing, but it's definitely gotten some
no,
mixed reactions.
right.
yes.
Uh, the next movie, Blake called it a great family movie. I also thought you should rush out and see it. Danny was like, "Oh yeah, I'll eventually get around to it." But Run on Hulu with Sarah Paulson.
Did you say family movie?
Yeah, Blake. When it came out around Thanksgiving, and Blake said it's a good movie to watch
Perfect.
with the
Yeah.
family.
Okay.
Ah.
I thought it was well acted. I don't know if it was Hitchcockian per se, but
No.
it certainly was a fun story.
Great acting.
Yes.
Stellar acting. Again, Stephen King feel to the whole thing.
A straight up reference.
Yeah, straight up, yeah, Castle Rock, I believe, or no, is it
Derry.
Derry?
Yeah.
Derry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't steer anybody away from that. It was fun.
As I think I bumped into it, and I still feel like I think it's still a one-time watch. Definitely, like if you still haven't seen it, I still think I implore you to watch this movie and have fun. But I think if you're gonna, I think it comes with like that's the recommendation. Just watch it the one time and then just talk about it with your friends and see
Just
what you
start do a
get.
podcast on the YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go on YouTube and do all this shit. But take our jobs. Uh, this doesn't pay.
Wait, you're getting paid?
No, I still feel like Sarah Paulson. Shit, I can't remember the little girl's name. She's not even a little girl. Whatever.
Annie
But
Oakley.
thank you.
Ah.
They did really really good, and we've talked about chemistry. They have a very believable chemistry. It's so good that it really does carry this whole movie through. Like it carries the whole movie, and that's one of the highlights of this movie.
Absolutely. So we had one more movie, a documentary. Blake and Danny, you both were like, "There's no point in watching this at all." I thought the parts about media manipulation and manipulation in general were interesting enough to stream. So, Four Games in Fall, the documentary about Deflategate. Uh, it's when it gets away from Deflategate, ironically, and it talks about how you can manipulate minds. I thought it was very interesting and worth watching.
I agree. I would agree, I guess.
No, I still
Well, that
don't.
one part, I agree with the one part.
Oh, okay. Like,
It is a
yeah,
very small part of the movie.
it's like 10 minutes. Uh, watch 10 minutes. You could do that, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine. I know. if you have no interest in football, or if you're one of those people that call it sports ball, this is not for you. You're just going to be an asshole throughout the whole thing. It's a very interesting. It tries to be like a true crime movie or doc, and it goes away in different ideas. I can't recommend this movie
My
whatsoever.
biggest problem with it was it tries to make you feel sorry for 6-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. No one should feel sorry for them for any fucking reason
Ever.
whatsoever.
Hey, that guy was suspended for 4 games, and he had to go home with his supermodel wife.
You're right.
You're right. That's rough.
You're
So,
right.
all the movies we talked about this week and the movies we talked about last week, the worst movies, they're all up on our YouTube channel. Adventures of Movies looks at ... You can find all those movies, and there's other movies that we reviewed that we were just kind of whatever about, but check it out. There's stuff on there that okay.
Well, I'm just surprised that we didn't talk about 499. Like again,
We were all whatever about it.
oh, were we? Man,
No one gave it like
The only one I would say that's worth mentioning here on this here video show is 18 to Party. 18 to Party was yeah, you weren't on that one, Danny. But I recommend it to you, sir. I'm looking right at you on the screen. Go watch that. And I know Pat, you flopped on it. You said so. You felt one way.
And then when I talked to you, I was like, yeah, I didn't look at it like that. One of the better movies I saw, also a coming of age movie, was Dinner in America. It's it gives me SLC Punk vibes, but I didn't like that movie. But Dinner in America is a very cool coming of age story. I saw it in January, and throughout the year would crop up at these festivals, and I kept watching it. Like every chance that I had, I would watch it. Like,
wow, that's saying something.
Yeah, I saw it like 4 times this year. I think I just kept watching it over and over. Really, really enjoyed it. We have all these movies are on YouTube. Adventure the Movies looks at ... Next week, we're going to go back to our normal format. We're looking at a movie with one of the most shocking endings of the year, Hunter Hunter.
Can't wait.
Gonna be fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Adios.